A LeBron signature sneaker built for everybody? What? Yo, what's good guys? It's Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Today we got the performance review on these bad boys right here. This is the Nike LeBron 16, probably one of my favorite LeBron models of his signature series since the LeBron 8. Now the traction on these guys is beastly. I have no complaints whatsoever. I use them indoors, I use them outdoors, I use them on some really shitty indoor surfaces, and I use them on some great indoor surfaces. Dusty, clean, didn't matter. This shit gripped. It did not require any breaking time. I don't even remember having to wipe these things. The rubber itself is very hard, so if you wanted to use them outdoors, you can. Not only is it going to be more durable than stuff from the past, but it's also going to grip well as well. Just know that when you do finally burn through that rubber, it's going to pop the air units, so just keep that in mind. There's no timetable for how long rubber actually lasts, but for as long as it will last, you're going to receive some spectacular traction. Cushion on these guys is primarily the same thing that we saw last year on the Nike LeBron 15, but this year the whole setup is just way more stable. It's not because of the air units itself, it's because of everything that they've done around the air unit. They've dropped the midsole just a little bit, not significantly, but just enough to where you feel a little bit more stable. They've also extended it right here at the lateral outrigger. Speaking of outriggers, they've added them, which it really needed last year. So no longer do these feel tippy like the previous model. These right here, I just feel like they're made for anybody. Like if you want great cushion, for one, you're not going to find anything better than this. For two, it's going to be just as flexible as you might need and just as stable as you might want without sacrificing any of the cushion that you're going to enjoy on the court. The way that it actually feels is just super bouncy. Like I don't know how to explain it other than Zoom Air is just fucking bouncy. It's really dope shit. You still lack a little bit of court feel. Again, those air units, you're above the ground more than you would be in a standard foam setup, but it's a pretty well balanced ride in my opinion, and I do like riding on the floor like closer to it rather than away from it, and these guys just didn't bother me whatsoever. This is what I was hoping last year's model was going to be, and it's exactly what I wanted out of last year's model right now, so I'm super happy with these things. I absolutely love them. The material is very similar to last year's, but they're calling it BattleKnit 2.0, so it's just a lot thicker and it's a lot stronger. God damn it.
Got drunk.
I feel drunk. I'm tired. Basically, it's a lot thicker and a lot stronger than last year's model. What I love about this stuff is that there's no glue or anything behind it. It's not restricted in any way. What they've done is they line the interior with another material, most likely a nylon. They've added some interior padding as well all over the shoe, and it just works. Like this is the way that Flyknit should be. If this right here was the way the Kobe 9 was, man, I mean the Kobe 9's already an elite performer, but if the materials was like this, it would just be one of the best shoes of all time, period. The fit overall for me is true to size. Brian from WearTesters.com, he's got his written review, which we're linking in the description box below, and he actually said that he felt like they were a little bit loose in certain areas. You can go ahead and read that just to get another perspective on it. For me though, true to size worked well. I didn't have any dead space in the rear. I did not have any dead space in the front. They fit me like a glove. Last year I did go down half a size in the LeBron 15s. Again, true to size for me worked well. Lockdown was also awesome. The tongue area right here is something that I really enjoy that they put back on the shoe. The LeBron 15 had just like a stretchy one-piece upper, and when you would tie those laces up really tight, you get a little bit of lace pressure on there. With this tongue, you don't get that, and you were able to really like close the shoe on top of your foot, which I really like. So you can really cinch that thing up more like a normal basketball shoe than typically you'd get from a setup like this where it's like a knit upper. One of the areas that did bother me, but only on the left shoe, is right here in the top eyelet area. That portion just dug into my ankles. I didn't rip it open or anything because I was wearing longer socks, but it didn't break in either, which was a kind of a bummer. It did not happen on my right shoe, so I don't know if it's just this particular one. Maybe it's some kind of quality control issue, I'm not really sure. But just something to note for anybody wondering. If you do happen to have any type of lockdown issues, there is this secondary row of eyelets. Relacing the shoe is going to be a huge pain in the ass, but it will be worth it because you're going to get an even closer fit from the top down, so it's going to really like kind of envelope that and close that over your foot. Support in the shoe is average, but for this particular shoe, with it having so much cushion, it's actually very, I guess, substantial. Like I was talking about earlier, they extended the lateral midsole area just a little bit from like last year's 15 model, and then they added an outrigger on every single AirPod, which it desperately needed. So I did not have any instability issues like it did last year. So whether we're talking about just a quick change of direction, a quick stop, maybe a step back or two, right here, just no issues whatsoever. able to do anything that you kind of want to do. And again, it's not lacking any cushion, which is awesome. There's no midfoot torsional support, but the air unit's all in there and it's all one piece, so I did not have any issues with torsional rigidity. And then inside the heel area is an internal heel counter. Again, it did a good job. I have no complaints whatsoever. No complaints with the battle knit upper. It did not feel like it stretched too much or anything like that, despite it not having any glue or any other weird stuff like backing it. And that pretty much takes care of it for the performance review on these guys. The price point is extremely high, I will say. So if you're not interested in paying that price, just be patient. The prices will go down in the future. These things are just kind of sitting around. Once you're able to find them for a price that you find reasonable, I would definitely grab a pair. I think that these are one of the best models of the year so far, especially if we're not talking about the Protro, which was an 05 model, which is just weird that those are still a top-notch sneaker in 2018, comparing it to what is currently on the market. I also feel that this is a huge upgrade from last year's model. I know that the changes are not significant, but the small changes that they did make actually made the performance significantly better and the shoe overall more stable. If you are interested in trying these out for yourself, we will leave a purchase link down below in the description box, as well as the link to the written review where you can find more information along with their price, weight, and scores. 185 is hella money.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah, especially when you think like the Jordan just like from last year was 185 and they dropped it down to 175. Like these, not that they like should have, but
how much for the 15s? 185 too?
I just think it's really expensive.
Well, maybe if enough people let them sit, next year's model will be cheaper.
I don't think so, because they have the cheaper LeBrons, the Soldiers, the Witness, and the Ambassador, and there's other stuff too. I don't know what they are. It's funny though, because when they're limited and they mark up the price, people buy them no problem.
Right.
So it's just like it's mixed signals, you know what I mean? But anyways, that pretty much takes care of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for your support, and until next time guys, have a good one.